These are 5 of the craziest boxing face-offs in history. Moments where the fight almost started before the bell, and 2 fighters who couldn't wait to settle it. From press conferences turning into brawls, to heavyweight legends jumping off cars in hotel parking lots, these are the face-offs that got way too real. Number 1, Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis, the most dangerous face-off ever. This wasn't just a boxing press conference. This was the moment Mike Tyson and Lennox Lewis almost started the fight before fight night. January 2002. The heavyweight division was already full of tension. Tyson was the most feared man in boxing. Lennox Lewis was the calm, disciplined champion who refused to be intimidated. But when they came face to face, everything changed. Tyson walked toward Lewis with pure aggression in his eyes. Lewis stood his ground. Then suddenly, chaos. Bodies rushed the stage. Security jumped in. Promoters tried to separate them. Cameras kept rolling as the whole press conference turned into a brawl. This was not a fake push. This was not for show. This felt dangerous. Tyson looked like a man ready to explode. Lewis looked like a champion who wasn't backing down. And from that moment on, the fight became bigger than boxing. Because before they ever stepped into the ring, the world already knew one thing. Mike Tyson versus Lennox Lewis was personal.
Certainly, that type of person. We saw that in the same sort of situation with House and Rock. Curses out. I don't even know what
Number 2, Riddick Bowe versus Larry Donald, the press conference sucker punch. When Riddick Bowe didn't wait for fight night. This was supposed to be a normal boxing press conference, but Riddick Bowe turned it into something nobody saw coming. Before his fight with Larry Donald, the 2 heavyweights were standing close, talking trash, building tension like fighters always do. But then Donald said something that pushed Bowe over the edge. Bowe didn't shove him. He didn't just talk back. He threw a punch. Right there, in front of the cameras, microphones, reporters, and boxing officials, Riddick Bowe cracked Larry Donald before the bell ever rang. Donald's head snapped back. The room froze for a second. Then chaos broke out. Security rushed in. People jumped between them. The press conference turned into a scene, and that moment became bigger than promotion. Because in boxing, face-offs are supposed to sell the fight, but this one almost became the fight. Riddick Bowe didn't wait for fight night. He sent the message early. Before we get to the next crazy face-off, make sure you hit that subscribe button and join Viral Syndicate. Because over here, we're not just showing clips. We're breaking down the moments that shook boxing, went viral, and had fans saying, "There's no way that really happened." So if you like boxing drama, wild press conferences, legendary rivalries, and moments where the fight almost started before the bell, subscribe to Viral Syndicate right now. And don't go nowhere, because the face-offs coming up next get even crazier. Stick around until the end, because number 5 might be the wildest boxing brawl ever caught on camera. Number 3, when Canelo and Caleb Plant's face-off got too real, this was supposed to be a face-off. But Canelo Alvarez and Caleb Plant turned it into one of the most viral boxing moments of the modern era. The tension was already high. Canelo was chasing history. Caleb Plant was defending his pride, his belt, and his undefeated record. When they stood face to face, the trash talk got personal. Plant said something Canelo didn't like. Then Canelo shoved him. Plant swung back. And in a split second, the press conference exploded. Canelo fired a sharp counter. Plant walked away with a cut under his eye. Security rushed in before things got worse. But the message was already clear. This wasn't just about belts anymore. This was about respect. Canelo had heard enough talking, and Caleb Plant found out fast. Standing in front of Canelo is one thing. Disrespecting him face to face is something else.
Talking is one thing, but the thing is... Yeah, let's clear the stage. Bro, that ain't how this shit gonna roll, man. Let's get this thing going, guys. Come on, come on, man. Shit, man. You good, CP? You all right?
Number 4. David Haye versus Dereck Chisora, the press room brawl that became a fight. This wasn't supposed to be a fight announcement. It started in a press room. Dereck Chisora had just finished fighting Vitaly Klitschko, and emotions were already high. The cameras were rolling. Reporters were asking questions. Then David Haye, another British heavyweight, started talking from the crowd. Chisora heard him, and just like that, the room changed. Words turned into threats. Threats turned into movement. Then everything exploded. Tables moved, cameras shook, people jumped in between them. Security rushed forward as Haye and Chisora clashed in front of the entire boxing media. This was not a clean face-off on a stage. This was chaos in a press room. And the wildest part, that brawl became the promotion. The bad blood was so real, people wanted to see them settle it in the ring. What started as a post-fight confrontation turned into one of the most talked about heavyweight fights in British boxing. Because sometimes in boxing, the fight doesn't start with a contract. Sometimes it starts with one wrong word. Number 5. One of the craziest boxing brawls in boxing history, when Larry Holmes jumped off a car to attack Trevor Berbick. This is one of the wildest moments in boxing history. And it didn't happen inside the ring. It happened outside a hotel. Larry Holmes and Trevor Berbick already had bad blood. Years earlier, Holmes beat Berbick in the ring. But this time, there were no gloves, no referee, and no bell to save anybody. In 1991, Berbick showed up at a Larry Holmes press conference and started causing problems. The cameras were rolling, the media was watching, and the tension was already boiling. Then things spilled outside. Berbick was standing near the parking lot, yelling to the cameras, claiming Holmes had attacked him. And right when it looked like the chaos was calming down, Larry Holmes came back. But he didn't just walk back. He climbed over a parked car, then jumped down into the street and charged straight at Trevor Berbick. The crowd lost it. Reporters started running. Security rushed in. Police tried to separate them. And Berbick was moving backward as Holmes came forward like a man who had heard enough. This didn't look like a press conference anymore. This looked like a street fight. No ring, no gloves, no judges, just two heavyweights with years of anger boiling over in a hotel parking lot. And that's why this moment still lives forever. Because in boxing, face-offs are supposed to sell the fight. But Larry Holmes and Trevor Berbick gave the cameras something even crazier, a heavyweight brawl in real life. Some years later, Trevor Berbick was tragically murdered by his own nephew at the age of 52. Larry Holmes was asked, what was his thoughts on the tragic events in an interview? His response was chilling, but real.
You know, Berbick ended up getting murdered by his own nephew at 52 years old, some years later.
I don't feel bad for him. God don't like ugly. You do ugly to people.
And that's 5 of the craziest boxing face-offs in history. From press conference punches, to hotel parking lot brawls, to moments where security had to jump in before the bell even rang. Boxing is already dangerous inside the ring. But these moments prove the chaos can start long before fight night. Drop a comment and tell me which face-off was the wildest. And don't forget to subscribe to Viral Syndicate for more viral boxing drama, legendary rivalries, and moments the fight game will never forget.